Hey everybody, Edo here, and I'd like to tell you about Titans of Empyrean. And this is a game that is up on Kickstarter now, and I actually received it through the Indie Game Alliance, which I'm part of, because Nine Kingdoms was looking to get more people playing it. And, you know, normally this isn't exactly the type of game I'd pick up, but I'm glad I got an opportunity to play this. This is a cool game. I'd note quickly that these are all not printed play, but prototype copy material. These aren't final components. You should look at the Kickstarter page to see what's in store there. But, so as I was saying, you know, it's not the game that I'd normally pick up, and there's a couple things here that just I really enjoyed, and I had a great time playing this game on a number of occasions. One, you know, I don't always need more high fantasy, but I love the fact that in Titans of Empyrean, the Titans, the major classes are the Pegasus, Manticore, you have dragons, Phoenix, like, just not your average set of creatures, more, mythological creatures over, say, just fantasy stuff. So playing with my wife and playing, like, Manticore versus Pegasus was super cool. So, one, I really enjoyed the theme and the execution. And then in terms of the game and the gameplay, it has some really interesting mechanics that makes this a tight, engaging tactics game. So, in a nutshell, what you're doing is every player starts with 4 of these titans, and I have them, on the side because of space reasons, but normally you'd have yours in front of you. So you have your titans, and what you're going to do is first thing in the game is bringing them into the world space. And so every Titan has an initiative, and that's actually one of the things that you'll see throughout the game, which is players go in order of initiative through all their actions. So it creates a nice back and forth, whereas by which Titan race or group you're using, it creates an interesting dynamic on who's going to go first and in what order. And boy, it's important in this game. So you bring your Titans into the world, and these tokens represent them. You have to bring them into the lighter regions, and then you're playing. And on your turn, you're playing cards from the Titans stack here of cards assigned to them, or from the top of your draw deck. So the hex combat's interesting. You have facing, back facing. Creatures have to move each turn, and it creates a ever-drawing battle, which I like a lot. But the more interesting thing is the cards in this game essentially represent the hit points of the creatures. So as you're playing, creatures do damage to each other. It's really straightforward. There's no saving throws, and if you attack, you do the appropriate amount of damage. You can play some cards. That's sort of how you do it, or you play an event card. But as you build up damage on each creature, at the end of one round, you have a resolution phase where essentially you look at their upkeep number, which in this case is 2, or their endurance. In this one's 2, one might be 0, and that's the amount of damage they can carry on them. However, if you have more than that amount of damage, you need to burn or get rid of one of their active cards on them. So if you've played a card on them, like an enchantment type card, which would be in front of them. For example, this is a quick, okay, Beating Wings. No other Titans may move on to your hex. So that might be an enchantment that's on the creature. I can get rid of this to remove damage, or I can sack some cards from the character pool to remove damage. Here's the thing. The cards represent your hit points. They represent the character. So when there's no more cards, this guy's dead. And so what it means is that as you're playing and refilling and moving cards around, which isn't tied into the mechanics, you're constantly managing your hand against the cards that are representing the hit points. So it does this great sort of final epic battle. Everyone's trying to give it their all, and they're like their last spells, and like it always ends down to that last big hit where somebody plays a card and hopes that they can do the damage before the damage comes. Like, it's a really good way to get rid of the numbers of this type of game, because this is not a simple game. I mean, there's lots of tactics. You're moving around. The cards are sort of like magic cards where they're, add a damage, or you don't have to move, or hit everyone on the stage with a damage. So this is not a simple game, but removing the need for hit points and making it so that that mechanic drives this hyper escalation of war, and then that feeling of like that last enduring shot, I enjoyed. That was really cool. I don't play these games all that much, so I can't tell you how like brand smacking original that is, but I felt it was fresh. I enjoyed it. Pretty quick to learn. They're gonna, update their rules book and tighten some things up, but had a lot of fun. So this is on Kickstarter. Do check it out. Thanks a lot. Play some good games. Bye.